Many people also, wonder what they can do when they see someone facing challenges like cancer. Jonna and I, before she was diagnosed, knew people who had gotten cancer or had some other traumatic experience that needed help, and we never knew what to do. We were always worried about doing the wrong thing. And so the last part of today for us will be to address that question so that you can be a help to people around you who are facing needs and maybe don't worry quite so much about the things that you are doing.
First of all, I just want to say thank you so much, because we know many church members of yours who are our dear friends, and I know that you have been praying for us and supporting us in so many ways, and it makes all the difference in the world. Prayer, I think, is the best thing that any of us can do for someone else. And over this last year, something that has really been brought home to us even more is that at any given time, there are so many of us who are going through very difficult things. Some happen to be like ours, more public or whatever, and then there are just so many people, whether it be health issues, financial issues, relationship issues, children issues, just so many things that there are out there that in this world, and so many of you right now are going through things, and so as far as what we tell people, prayer is the best thing, because God is in control, and prayer is our connection with God, and I thank all of you for your prayers and many other things too. As far as knowing the right thing to do to help people, we are all different personalities. We all appreciate different forms of help or support from people. And there is just, someone said to me, well, you should write a book about, how people should respond or react to situations like yours or various other ones. And I said, it would be, I could write a book, but it'd probably just be what, Monty and I enjoy. We're all different. And so the one lesson that we have learned, because I used to worry too, I remember, and this is fresh in your minds, with Marla Rasmussen and everything, how to help, what to do, my children are the same age as her children, and it's just a hard thing. But what I learned for myself during this last year is don't let the feeling of not being sure what to do or not knowing the right thing, don't let that stop. I don't want it to stop me, and it shouldn't stop any of us from showing that we care, because there's a wide range of ways we can show support and love and care, and many of them can be very inobtrusive, just something to show that there are people out there supporting. So one thing that first comes to my mind is Delana, dear friend of mine. She has made bread for us every week for months, and she just drops it off, and doesn't necessarily, we visit sometimes, but sometimes not, so she's not, interrupting or making, any big, to do, but we just know that she's a consistent caregiver to us with her, loaves of bread and her prayers, and of course food, just dropping off a casserole that you can freeze or whatever. Someone yesterday came, asked what they could do, and they just came and vacuumed and then left. And that was wonderful. Friday cleaning, vacuumed the house. And then we've had, people bring flowers just from the garden, drop them off and on the doorstep. And one time we had a group of people do a bunch of flowers down at our fence, down the driveway, and we didn't even, necessarily see who they were, but they just dropped flowers by. And so when we, came up the driveway, there were just these gorgeous flowers, and that was just a really special thing. I have another friend who just periodically says, can I come over and give you a foot rub? And she'll come, whether it's in the hospital or during a chemo day. She just comes to the cancer center at home. And we've had people give financially, that has been such a blessing also. Gift certificates for meals, for the family, for when things are hectic. And I think I mentioned cleaning house, and people have offered to take our daughter's places, school functions and so forth when we couldn't drop them off places. And then just hugs when you're, at the grocery store. Don't even have to say anything, just give a quick hug and say we love you, and because that is just a wonderful thing. And cards and notes. And what has really impressed me this year is the consistency. There are people who will just do notes and cards, and they've done it throughout the year. Every couple of months, will be another note or a card from them through the mail or just dropped off. And so, we know that they have continued praying for us and thinking about us. And so lots of ideas, and I just, I have wanted to recommit myself after this last year, and Monty and I have talked about it a lot, and the girls also, to just be consistent and, in our support of others, because it is, as many of you know, going through difficulties like this, it's can be a very lonely feeling and experience. And so when others open themselves up to you, it's such a blessing. So I would just say everybody is different. Just help in ways that fit you, and don't let the worry of awkwardness and so forth keep you from doing something for others that you would really want to do. And so many of you have shown us the example of that, and we are very thankful. And thank you for your prayers, your continued prayers, and for us and for our children and for, everybody. And we just appreciate it so much.
Have a good Sabbath.
Thank you.